Here's the thing, they lie to you about manifestation. And if you do this instead, you are going to manifest your wildest dreams shockingly fast. Whenever we hear about manifestation, we hear this common misconception that you should focus on the belief that needs to be strong. You need to have high vibe most of the time. You need to do this technique or that technique. And many people are actually stuck in this trying mode. I call it trying mode because they are using different techniques, they are doing the work, they are putting effort. And that is the problem. The problem is that manifestation is effortless. Manifestation is, in fact, instant. You are manifesting in this moment, and in fact you are not manifesting in 3D, you are manifesting in 5D. We are constantly shifting and manifesting, but you don't see it in 3D because in 3D it takes time to crystallize. However, in 5D it's constant manifestation in this second. Now, most people think that manifestation is this process that requires time, that requires energy, that requires focus and effort. And that is the problem. Manifestation can be smooth and instant, provided you understand that instead of making it difficult or delaying it, you accept it in this moment. So the number one tip I have for you is stop trying. Stop using all these different complicated techniques. Stop overthinking. Stop overanalyzing. Instead, simply shift your identity. Assume your new state of being. This is the key. The moment you assume your new state of being, you switch from your old self, old identity, into your new identity. And that new identity is already living in that preferred reality. It cannot be any other way. The moment you switch and assume new state of being is going to define your outside 3D circumstances. I talk a lot about ignoring the 3D circumstances. I talk about the 3D that is not important because it is illusion. It's always somehow a reflection of not your current self, rather a reflection of your old self, your previous version, if you will. And so ignore what you see around you. Don't be impacted what you see around you. And at the same time, understand that you can actually change your identity in this second. I have actually a masterclass called Identity of Rich. This is for people who want to tap into the wealth identity. I'm going to link it below. Very good masterclass. The bottom line is the moment you assume your new identity is the moment you become it. But here's the key. It's not enough to just think like her. It's not enough to just feel like her. You have to be like her. I'm talking full embodiment is the key here. Full embodiment means that you are actually living like that person. And when do you achieve full embodiment? You achieve full embodiment when you are no longer trying, when you are no longer forcing, when you accepted this new identity as normal. It's almost like you wear new dress or new coat, and this coat represents your new identity. And you embody it because you just know this is you. You just know it. The level of knowing means you embodied a new identity, right? And the question is, people ask like, okay, how do I embody my new self? How do I actually get there? How do I be her? How? And therefore you have all these different techniques that are actually helping you to be that person. But it's not that complicated, guys. It's not. I have a client who went from 10,000 a month to 1 million a month. And this was relatively quickly, within, I believe, in like 3 years, he was able to achieve this. And it was because of this identity shift. It wasn't just the strategy. It wasn't just the work that he was doing. It's mainly the shift in identity. The fastest way to shift your outside reality is when you shift your identity. When you shift your identity, that is to assume this is my new self. And because this is my new self, I'm living this new reality. So I can tell you from my experience, it wasn't that difficult. what I did at some point, I was sick and tired of my current reality. And that feeling of being sick and tired actually triggered that desire to experience different reality. And that desire created my brand new identity, brand new reality, right? And so this is how we actually manifest. We manifest constantly with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our emotions, that when they combine, they create that electromagnetic field. And that electromagnetic field is actually literally attracting different circumstances and outside reality in 3D for you. And so to shift to means to realize and assume different identity, different self concept, different image. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to be that difficult. Actually, you don't need to affirm millions times a day. You don't need to use robotic affirmations. You don't need to visualize constantly. No, you don't. And if you have a belief that you need to do that, then yeah, you need to do that. But I prefer life without wasting time and affirming million times a day and then hoping that it will stick. And yet, as I am doing it, I'm in the process of affirmation. Affirmation shows me that I'm not there yet. The moment you are there yet, the moment you actually assume the new you, you're not going to affirm. You're not going to affirm when you know that you are that person who is living that abundant life. You're not going to affirm when you know that you are in that beautiful relationship. You're not going to affirm. You just know it's yours. To answer the question, should I use robotic affirmation? Should I use affirmation? I mean, if that helps you to get into that state, go for it. But I personally, I rather not, because I choose effortless manifestation where I tune into the version of me that I want to be, because that is my desire, because it feels sweet and good and happy and light. And that feeling of tuning into that identity just energizes me. And so I do that. I do that on a daily basis whenever I feel like. And then I take action. I take action from the place of alignment, effortless manifestation. And then my reality crystallizes in front of my eyes. Why? Because I know it's mine. And here's the thing, it's not enough to just believe, to be honest. Actually, when you go to the state of knowing, that is 100% assumption of the new you. 100% assumption of the new you is basically skipping that belief system, jumping straight to the new timeline. Because when you know, you don't need to believe. You don't need belief when you know. It is actually above belief. So I hope you resonate with this video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in my next one.